Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and welcome to part two of Argentina's 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign. In the first part, it was all about Alfio Basile, the incredible start to the qualifiers, and the not so good towards the end of his tenure as Argentina national team coach. In this video, it's part two. It's all about one person, Diego Armando Maradona. Him, the match against Bolivia, the friendly matches, the matches against Peru and Uruguay, and everything in between. So, without further ado, and before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notifications button to be notified whenever a new video uploads. All right, enough talking from me. Let's get to the video. Part two of Argentina's 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign. With speculation that Basile had lost the dressing room prior to the match against Chile, reports were intensifying about his future. A poor run of results combined with rumors that he did not always see eye to eye with some of the players on the team, he would leave his job as coach. The 1-0 loss against Chile being his last match. But who would replace him? It was Diego Armando Maradona, the man who once ruled the football world. With very little coaching experience, Maradona was named as the new coach of the Argentina national team. And not for the first time in his life, the cameras were suddenly on Maradona. Many saw this as the AFA and Julio Grondona's way of cashing in even more on the cash cow that was Argentina, and the superstar that Lionel Messi was growing into. Lionel Messi alone would sell tickets, but having Diego Maradona managing not only the Argentina national team, but the best player in the world, the revenue was endless. The once greatest player in the world had turned to coaching his beloved national team. And what a roller coaster it would be. However, the world would have to wait before they saw Lionel Messi being managed by Diego Maradona. Argentina's first match in charge under their new coach was against Scotland, the very team which Diego Maradona first scored against while wearing the Argentina national team colors. And at the very same stadium, Hampden Park. Prior to the match, there was a statement which was released by an AFA spokesman which read, "After negotiations with Barca, we have come to the conclusion we must take care of Messi. So that means he is excused for the friendly matches against Scotland in November and France in February. It is common sense. However, Messi is the only Argentina player who will be given permission not to play." This came after Barcelona had reluctantly released Messi for the 2008 Olympics, where he won gold. As for the match against Scotland, this was the 11 which won 1-0, with Maxi Rodriguez scoring. Juan Pablo Carrizo, Emiliano Papa, Gabriel Heinze, Martin de Michelis, Javier Zanetti, Maxi Rodriguez, Fernando Gago, Javier Mascherano, Jonas Gutierrez, Carlos Tevez, and Ezequiel Lavezzi. A 1-0 win against Scotland with Maxi Rodriguez scoring was Maradona's first match in charge. He would follow that up with a 2-0 win against France, where Jonas Gutierrez and Lionel Messi would get the goals. Despite the statement from the AFA that Messi would not be with the national team for that match, Messi was selected. This was Messi's first match with Diego Maradona as coach, and he scored a goal that was vintage Messi and Maradona. Maradona's third match was his first in the World Cup qualifiers, and he passed that one with flying colors. Lionel Messi, Carlos Tevez, Maxi Rodriguez, and Sergio Aguero all scored, and it was 4-0 against Venezuela. This was also the first match where Lionel Messi wore the number 10 shirt for Argentina. However, what came after was a humiliation the likes of which Argentina had not seen before. A 6-1 loss against Bolivia in the altitude of La Paz, and it was all the media can talk about. This was the starting 11 for that match. Juan Pablo Carrizo, Emiliano Papa, Gabriel Heinze, Martin de Michelis, Javier Zanetti, Maxi Rodriguez, Javier Mascherano, Fernando Gago, Luis Lucho Gonzalez, Carlos Tevez, and Lionel Messi. Luis Gonzalez had scored the only goal for Argentina. Daniel Montenegro, Marcos Angeleri, and Angel Di Maria were the three substitutes, and Di Maria got a red card in that match too. However, Argentina would play a friendly match against Panama in the next couple of weeks, using only local players. A 3-1 win for Argentina, with Gonzalo Bergesio scoring twice and Matias De Federico scoring the first goal of the match. And 2 weeks after that, Argentina had 2 World Cup qualifying matches. The first at home against Colombia, and the second away against Ecuador. And Argentina would get that 1-0 win against Colombia with Daniel Diaz scoring. And the pressure was now a little bit less. But it was about to be cranked back up. A 2-0 defeat against Ecuador, and Maradona was now on 2 wins and 2 losses in the World Cup qualifiers. 2 months after that, it was a friendly match against Russia. A 3-2 win with Sergio Aguero, Lisandro Lopez, and Jesus Datolo all scoring. Argentina's next match was against Brazil at home, and Maradona wanted to make a change. The match was not played at the Monumental in Buenos Aires, but rather at Rosario Central Stadium in Rosario. The outcome was a 3-1 loss against Brazil at home. But if you thought a humiliating loss against Brazil at home was bad, it was about to get worse. Absolutely needing points, Argentina lost their next qualifier 1-0 against Paraguay. They were left with 2 matches to qualify for the World Cup. The team was now in real trouble on missing out on South Africa. For the first time since 1970, there was about to be a World Cup without Argentina. But in between Argentina's 1-0 loss against Paraguay and their next World Cup qualifying match against Peru, Argentina had 1 friendly match. It was against Ghana, and once more, it was a team which consisted only of players that were based in Argentina. Diego Maradona decided to call up 35-year-old striker Martin Palermo. A Boca Juniors legend, Palermo was infamously known for being in the Guinness Book of World Records for having missed the most penalties in a single match. That record, unfortunately, came against Colombia at the 1999 Copa America. Palermo was called up for that friendly match against Ghana, started the match, and scored twice. The 2-0 win may have given Palermo, Diego Maradona, and all involved a small boost of confidence, because they would need it. October 10, 2009, it was Argentina against Peru. It was this match and the match against Uruguay away from home which would stand between Argentina and a place in the World Cup. For the first time in over 2 years, Pablo Aimar was back in the Argentina team. And not only was he back in the team, he was in the starting 11. Aimar was not the only big name in the starting 11. Gonzalo Higuain received his first call-up to the Argentina national team. Born in France, Higuain was at one point rumored to play for France. He turned down the opportunity to represent Les Bleus, but his intentions to play for Argentina were not always clear. He would represent the Olympic team in February of 2008. He would not be selected for the Olympics and would have to wait until October 2009 to get his first call-up. The excitement was there for all to see. Higuain, a former River Plate player, back at the Monumental, making his debut. Some called him the next number 9 after Hernan Crespo. But Argentina and Diego Maradona, and no one at all for that matter, would have even guessed what was about to happen in that World Cup qualifier. Both Aimar and Higuain would combine for the first goal, as Aimar would play the pass into Higuain, and the then 20-year-old would score, and the Monumental finally had something to celebrate. But right before that goal, Martin Palermo would be brought in for Enzo Perez. And minutes after being substituted in, Palermo would suffer a broken nose. But anyone who has ever watched Palermo throughout his career would know that it would take a lot more than a broken nose to get him to be substituted out. It was 1-0 for Argentina, and Peru would draw level in the 90th minute as the rain made it nearly impossible for anyone to see. And with every drop of rain that hit the pitch, it seemed as if Argentina's chances of reaching the World Cup were diminishing. Argentina were awarded a corner kick, and with what appeared to be every single Argentine in the Peru penalty area, the ball fell to Martin Palermo. Broken nose and all, Palermo would score the goal, which would all but send Argentina to South Africa. The Monumental would erupt. Diego Maradona would do a belly slide, and Martin Palermo had just scored one of the biggest goals Argentine football had ever seen. Some might say he even redeemed himself. It was 2-1 for Argentina, and Peru would hit the crossbar. And just like that, Diego Maradona's team had a foot in South Africa. With one more match remaining in the qualifiers, it was against rivals Uruguay, who they too were far from assured a place in South Africa. With both teams needing a win, it was Mario Balotelli who scored for Argentina in a 1-0. And that win was Argentina's second consecutive in the qualifiers. Argentina qualified for the 2010 World Cup. Great! And what came after was an emotional press conference by Diego Maradona. One where he would say, "If the ladies will pardon the expression, but certain people who have not supported me, and you know who you are, can keep sucking." The following day saw Maradona making the news and facing a possible suspension. In the end, he was suspended for 2 months by FIFA. Argentina would go on to lose their next match, a 2-1 loss against Spain, and win their next 5 friendly matches, one of which was a 1-0 win against Germany with Gonzalo Higuain scoring. Incredible. Martin Palermo with the goal against Peru, Mario Balotelli with the goal against Uruguay, and Argentina have qualified for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. We have one more video left. It is part 3, and that will be the lead up to South Africa, the lead up to the World Cup itself, the matches, the goals, Diego Armando Maradona's player selection, the starting 11s, and everything. And that will be in the next and final video of 2010. If you like what you see, hit that like button. If you like it even more, hit that subscribe button and hit that notifications button to be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and thank you for watching.